Hey, Brooke, how you doing this morning?
Pretty good. Other than I have like a little asthma allergy thing going on. So if I throw like a coughing fit, I don't know, like I'll disappear for a second and try and cover my mouth.
Tis the season, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, welcome. It's good to see you again, for sure. It's been
Dang.
yeah, we recorded that
It
one
has been a
podcast.
bit.
Yeah, it has been, but
I feel
um,
like it was meant to be though.
totally. I
I
think
think you've had a lot going on, like in different ways every time. Every time we say we have a lot going on,
mhm.
it's never like in the same way though. Like in very different ways, a lot's been going on, I think.
Yeah, there really has been. And those that follow us on Instagram, you guys probably see some of the stuff that we discuss, and yeah, a lot of healing happening. But that is the topic for today. We have a couple of you. I'm actually really excited about this show because some of the topics that we have for you are very, a lot of people talk about them, a lot of people are interested in them, and it's definitely something that is needed at this time. And the first topic of discussion is the law of attraction. And there are so many people, anytime you're on Facebook or Instagram or any of these social media platforms, you see a lot about the law of attraction. So, and I'll tell you this, everybody has the ability or an ability to manifest or attract, really, to attract what it is they're looking for. And manifestation is an aspect of the law of attraction, because you are basically manifesting what you're looking for. So, but the law of attraction is an ability we all possess, and it is attracting things into our life. And when I say things, it's not necessarily a thing. It could be a feeling, or it could be a relationship, or even wealth. So yes, there are things that we can attract. However, it could be more than that. Could be just a feeling of love or happiness. So
And in my experience with manifesting, like I actually believe that we are natural manifestors. And I believe that there are some people who are like manifesting masters, right? And my son is one of them.
mhm.
So I'm like, you really have to be careful what you say. Everything I've ever manifested has not been consciously. Like there's
Yeah.
one thing I'm trying to manifest now consciously. That's the first and only thing I've ever tried to manifest consciously. But most of my manifestations have happened without me realizing that I've done it.
Yes. Yo, such a huge point there, Brooke. That is huge. And so there are a couple points that I want to get through real quick, but I want to come back to that because that is so huge. And actually, we could say this, it's not an easy law to work with. So it is a universal law of energy. We've talked about it in the past podcast, in our universal laws of energy podcast, but it's not simple. And Brooke, you brought up a great point in that yeah, sometimes we don't consciously think that that's what's going on, but then it ultimately happens. I'll give you for instance, I know people that are in relationships, or were in relationships, and they kept thinking, I don't, they, so they would do things basically out of fear. So they would say, oh, I don't want this relationship to end, or I don't want him or her to like cheat on me. And then what they would do is they would kind of act in that manner. So they would say, yo, I don't want you to go to this party because I don't want you to cheat on me. Yet that they are literally manifesting or working unconsciously, possibly, with the law of attraction.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that's why I said, like, I feel like you have to be very, if you are trying to consciously manifest, I feel like you really need to know what you're doing, because a lot of the times it's like this, it's almost like catch 22. Like, you have people going, I want money, I want money, I want money, when really you're putting out that you have a lack. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
so it's like, I feel like that's why I never consciously try, because I feel like I always do it the opposite way.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
sometimes the opposite does work for me, but I'll tell you later. I want you to go ahead and I'll tell you later what it is I'm trying to manifest now and
All
how
right.
I know that I've manifested the other way.
Okay. Well, you're absolutely right. And I'll tell you this, there are a few things, items wise, that I've manifested in my life by saying, Okay. Well, okay. So let's structure this in a way. When you are trying to manifest things, first be aware of what types of, like, if you are the scenario we just gave you about the cheating and the affair and all that stuff, you want to be aware of how you are, why you are making certain decisions. If you're making a decision and it's based on fear, then you know that, okay, you are connecting multiple corners of the triangle, the thought and feeling, speech and action. And as we have said a billion times, any two that you connect is a tremendous amount of energy. And if you connect all three, it's tremendous in the amount of energy. So if you have a thought where, oh, I don't want you to cheat, the energy doesn't understand, energy, the universe does not understand the not part of that. It only hears cheat. That's what it's hearing. So that's what it's responding to. So and how universal energy works is very, very important to understand here. There's a book out there called The Secret. Many of you may have read it. It goes over how important it is to understand and align everything together, and everything being thought, speech, and action. And if you are not doing that, how many of the two are you connecting in one regard? So if I say, okay, I don't want him to cheat or don't want her to cheat, but I move where I say, okay, I don't want you to go to the party because I don't want you to cheat. That's two corners that are connected, and that's tremendous amount of energy. But then I actually do prevent it. That's all three. That's a lot. So therefore, you are right there manifesting or attracting that actual thing that you don't want.
Yeah.
So
And really, it's really a gift that you have to have all three. Because if you look at our brains, if you're just going by thought, we all think, I used to think there was something wrong with me because I'm like, if people knew what I thought inside, they'd think I was awful. They would hate me. But that's just our brains. And that
mhm,
now I know that our brains just think things. So it's really a good thing that the action and speech have to go along with it because so it's really a gift that it doesn't just go by our thoughts because, we don't always have the best thoughts, but it
yeah,
is ultimately what we act on and what we speak about.
totally.
So please don't do what I did to myself and beat yourself up if you have thoughts that you're like, oh my gosh, this is not good. It's
Mhm.
just thoughts. It's just your brain working. It's just filtering it all out.
Yes, exactly right. And if you're looking to manifest something, now I will tell you this: our friend Michael that we interviewed a while ago, he actually talk about like a
Master
major,
manifester.
yeah, master manifester. That dude is off the charts with his manifesting abilities.
I
Um,
thought about that with this one. I was like, we should have had him on. Yeah.
oh yeah, that's actually a all right. Well, maybe we can bring him back for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point. I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry, Mike, if you're listening.
No, we'll see how this goes. And then maybe, it'll give him time to think about some things and then we'll have him on again.
Yeah, great point.
I just love his vibe. I want to
Yeah.
feel his light again.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah, he's a good dude. But okay, so how do you manifest things? Well, first, like we said, it's not easy, but if you want to, we want to be aware of the triangle, the feelings, the speech and action, and we want to try to connect as many as we can. So, uh, a great thing to do. I'll give you an example. I used to still do love trucks, pickup trucks, and I always wanted a pickup truck, a 4x4, a four-door 4x4 pickup truck. Always wanted that as a kid. Growing up, I always wanted it, and um, my first truck was like a two-door, one-seater pickup truck, and wasn't, and not 4x4. And then I could see. So what I'm saying here is, what you want to do is you want to envision it in your head. All right. So you do want to see the truck, but understand that you need to speak as if it's coming or have it, and you want to act in a manner that will attract it to you. So you have to align with that vibration as well. Now, what I'm saying there is, if I just say, oh, I want a pickup truck, and I don't move in that direction, or I don't move with that into that alignment, it's not just, I mean, it could appear out of nowhere. That's true. but it's not an easy law. I mean, if it's we have to, I would say you would want to, not have to, you want to move in a direction that would align with you. Now there are some people who say, hey, I want this pickup truck, and then the next day they get a call and their friend says, oh, I'm selling my pickup truck for, and this is what it is. And it's like, whoa.
So, like moving in alignment, would that be that you actually maybe even started saving for it?
Yes. So
That you do have to look a little bit,
yup.
like you
Yup.
have to, scroll around those pages and, so you have to start doing those actions, right?
Exactly. Even working in the sense of like having a job, you want to do something that would align you with it. Knowing in your mind that it is coming. And these are energetically putting you in alignment. And that's what I say when you want to be put into the alignment. So the alignment of knowing it's coming, putting the work in to get it, like Brooke said, looking for it, or working like a particular job to get the type of truck you want. Say you want something specific and it costs so much money, then you have to work to acquire that much money. um and then say it's coming, or I have it already. um there are so many different things that we can manifest, but we have to energetically be in alignment with it. The last aspect of this is patience, because sometimes those that don't manifest on the dot or manifest very quickly, it takes a long time. That truck that I manifested took me probably 15 years to do. I'm working on something right now that's taken me 10 years to manifest. um but you don't put some type of time frame on it. It's coming.
It just, I'm sorry to interrupt. It just
Yeah,
popped in my head.
good.
All my life, like since I was in like my teens, I was like, all I ever want is a little rancher on an acre, right?
Yes, yes,
That wasn't where I moved first. You know what I mean? And then now I have my rancher on an acre. You
yes.
know what I mean? Like a lot of people wanted a big house. A lot of people wanted so many things. I was always just, since I was little, probably because my parents always had, a ranch on 2 acres. I just wanted a little rancher, nothing fancy on an
Mhm,
acre. Yeah. And that was not the first house I had. That was not the second house I had.
mhm.
And it was very strange how I came across this. But like I said, it wasn't something, I wasn't sitting home going, ranch on an acre, ranch on an acre. You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
something that was just always there. And how I even came across this was weird. And the fact that my other house sold in like 9 days, it was so weird. But like looking back now, oh, there's my ranch on the acre. And that's how it came. But it was 20 years after the first thought of it.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, this is that's your point there of not dwelling, like just because you made a step to manifest something and it didn't come on your very next step is a huge point and a huge perspective, in that it's not that you don't want to allow that to generate any kind of low vibration in you. You simply want to be aware, okay, this isn't necessarily where I want to be ultimately, but it's a stepping stone, and it will ultimately lead to where I want to go, to what I'm trying to manifest. And these are huge because the universe does kind of test us, if you will. We already know that in healing. Manifesting is no different on those of us that are not master manifestors, which I do love that term, Book. So yeah, there are times when we have to be patient, when we have to understand that, okay, in order for us to get it, we have to align with it, and we have to allow the universe to do its work. And especially when it's not something that we are manifesting maybe outside of what is like part of our path. I wanted this truck forever. I finally
Yeah.
got it, and then I sold it because I quit my job to do something else. So it was like I spent all, like I wanted it my entire life. And then when I got it, I realized that's not important. So the
Yeah.
universe was kind of like, test me. Well, how bad do you want it? And when you get it, how much are you going to hold on to it? Like that's
Yeah.
another aspect of all of this that we can't be.
Well, yeah, it was, I'm already like a few years after living here, I'm like, there's a lot of trees and grass to take care of here. Like, I wouldn't mind going back to my little house and my postage stamp and making my cute little baby yard because, yeah, this is what I wanted, but it's a lot to take care of this yard, you know?
Yes. And that's the thing though. You don't want to be, when you are manifesting things, you don't want to dwell on the low vibrational aspects. Because
So
then you're
this,
sending, go ahead.
I'm so, I've always stayed away from this subject because I feel like there's so many ways to do this wrong. That's why I've always just trusted all my natural manifestations because like I'll see people that are just like, I want to mate, I want to mate, I want to mate. And like they're not
Mm-hmm,
leaving their house.
mm-hmm,
They're not going anywhere. They're not doing anything. They're
mm-hmm,
literally being like, I would be happy if I had a mate.
mm-hmm.
And they're thinking they're manifesting that when you're already starting that thing like, oh, I'll be happy if, I'll be happy if, I'll be
Yeah.
happy if. And that is not the way to do it because
Yeah.
then you're putting the lack out there.
Yes.
And then you're getting yourself stuck in that cycle of the human thing of like, oh, if I just go shopping, I'll be happy. Oh, if I just get this house, I'll be happy. Oh, if I just get. So that's why I said I feel like this is such a tricky thing
It is.
because some people, I feel like it can go backwards and it can go very wrong. You know, that's why I've never consciously tried.
Well, I mean, see, like that right there, I feel like is an aspect of the law of attraction. Like, because you feel you're so focused on, okay, so many things that go wrong, I would say that that could be an aspect where, all right, you're manifesting that wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Does that make
maybe.
sense?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. That's just what I thought when you said that.
No, but like I said, that's why I've always stayed away from this subject because I have friends who actually are really into like watching every video on law of attraction or like watching every video on manifesting. And those are the friends that I find like going like, all right, money, money, money. All right, money, money, money is coming. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it just never felt right. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. And then like they're just like, oh, I just want this man, or oh, I just want this kind of woman. Oh, I just want. But it's like I said, they're not doing the actions to make it. Like they're just saying that, but like they're not going anywhere to meet this person.
Mhm.
They're not putting any other motions forward to do it. And I'm just like,
Yep.
I don't know.
Yes. Well, actually, I'll give you another example. So sometimes, sometimes something that we want to manifest isn't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily look like what we think it looks like. And I'll give you an example. Being a medium, I, when I've always been fascinated with mediums since I was a kid. I've been to a couple and several. And when I started to develop myself, I said, okay, I want to see spirit, like as if they're walking next to me. I want to see them. I want to, and I want to be able to get um like human spirits that crossed over. I want to be able to get their energy. I want to be able to say, okay, this person liked to cook, this person liked to play football, this person liked to watch Barney Rubble, you know, on
Yeah.
Sundays or whatever. I wanted to get that information well. And I worked hard to do that. And I don't get that information very well at all. So sometimes it's just not in our cards, but we have to find peace in accepting that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I think you said it better than what I was trying to say very scattered is that there are times that they're actually give us our best interest. And it might not be always what we ask for or want. Yeah.
exactly.
Cause I the same. I've been like begging like to see, to see spirit for
Mhm.
years, for as long as I can remember, probably since I was a kid.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And nope, that's not my path. That's not my gig,
Exactly.
you know?
Now, well, this is what I'll tell you. I, I do see them on occasion. I do see them. I've seen many, many ascendant masters. I see archangels as color. But in my mind, I was like, well, I want to see like a full blown apparition, but I don't see that. However, I can't say that I don't see because I do. I see archangels all the time in
Yeah.
orbs of color that are around me. I see that all the time. Ascendant masters, I have seen them in my third eye many times. So I cannot say that I don't see. I actually did manifest what I'm looking for. It just wasn't what I thought it was. It doesn't look like what I thought it was. And
I
that's
also
what I'm
know they're
seeing with
doing me a
finances.
favor though, because every time I
Yeah.
think I see something, I'm scared to death. I feel like they have tested me though and been like, okay, let's see. She wants to see something. Cause one time it was like, I was like, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, maybe I'm not ready.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm
And
not
and
ready.
like maybe it doesn't happen with the frequency at which we thought it would. So like those are aspects that we cannot dwell on, the low vibrational aspects. Like
Right.
it might be different than what you look for. Um when I got the four-wheel drive four-door pickup truck, the four doors weren't like the back doors were kind of smaller. I forget, what is that, a crew cab? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, they weren't as big as I thought, but still, like, I didn't dwell on that. And that's where we can get caught up in like, well, it's not what I think it is. There are other people who say, oh, I'm not a medium, or I can't hear spirit. And I'm like, no, that's not true. You want to, I will tell you, you can, and you are a medium. You just have to be comfortable with where you are right now and knowing that it might not look the way you want it, but you are still that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it's a tricky law. What I will say though, my best advice to you is to always keep the thoughts positive. Always err on the side of positivity and be grateful for what it is that you do have and where you are at this moment. And know in your heart that different is coming, and be accepting of that difference. Huge opportunities there for your own growth.
Yeah. And I, you know, I feel like I do more cautioning towards this than I do like going along with it because it's oh, what was the thought in my head? Because I feel like people get more discouraged because they get so focused on what they want that they're missing out on all the other things that they are getting,
Exactly.
which I think you've kind of said that a different way. So what I find is, forget where I got this tip from. It may have been like even Abram Hicks. I don't watch her a lot, but I've caught this. This is one thing that stood out was when I find myself having like more negative thoughts and I'm trying to stay in the thoughts of like abundance,
Mhm.
and when I say abundance, I'm not talking about like cash or money, or I'm just talking about abundance, like love and like
Mhm.
joy and happiness in my life. And it was to just look at something that was abundant, like trees. Trees are
Mm.
abundant, so
Mm.
I would, as soon as I would find myself thinking negatively, I
Mhm.
would just look at and appreciate the trees, put myself in a place of appreciation
Mhm.
in a place of abundance by looking at the trees and going, oh wow, they're so beautiful. They are so abundant. They are so the sky is another good one because it's always there. You don't have to go far to find the sky.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wow, these clouds are abundant. These clouds are beautiful. So to give yourself that feeling,
Mhm.
that's just a good tip to go look at something that is in abundance or that is, peaceful to you and puts you in a good thought.
Yep. Well, and actually, you bring up a great point because abundance is one that I hear a lot of. I've actually channeled for mediums other mediums who are trying to manifest abundance, but they're trying to do that from the idea that they already don't have it. And I'm like, that's not accurate. I'll share something with abundance, and it's something that I channel a lot. Like I said, for people, even mediums that have come to me, or I've gone to them and they have asked me about it, and I channel this. Abundance can manifest itself very differently. And that is a key point to this entire law of attraction, that it might not look the way you think it's going to look. And you have to be willing to open up your eyes a little bit more to see. Abundance isn't necessarily having a bank account with $1 million in it. Abundance is knowing that when you do need, it will be there.
Yeah.
And that is
So
huge.
it is huge. And that's why I was thinking, like, if you are going to consciously manifest something, discern first whether this is ego trying to manifest something or whether it's your soul.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of things that we're egoically trying to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody's trying to manifest abundance in the way of the bank account, you might miss out on that you had 10 friends that month try to reach out to you and do things with you, or you might have missed out on the fact that you'll miss out on those other things, because abundance comes in friendships, in love coming your way, in
Mhm.
so many other things. And I think even when I say abundance, people are like, oh well, money. I'm like, I don't ever mean that when I say abundance. Like, I just know that it means I'll always be taken care of.
Yep.
you
Well,
know
and so when you're trying, and yeah, it's exactly right. And when you're trying to manifest it, you don't come from the sense of, oh, I want more money. You come from the sense of, I have money. And don't look at what you don't have. Look at, okay, I am, like, every day you're living, every day you're providing for yourself. And that is something to focus on in order to manifest more. Also, continue to work in a direction that will give you more, and you will get it. It is just a matter of you aligning with that thought process. So if you keep coming from the thought process of, I don't have, then you don't have. And
yeah.
really you're sending mixed signals to the universe. So think about it from the terms of the universe. What does the universe, how does the universe work? All right. It doesn't respond to don'ts or nots. I do not have. Um, it responds to your frequency and what you're working towards, and your thoughts, like your speech. It responds to those things. So if I'm saying, so think about it. All right, if I want more money, all right, and I see money in my hands, I can see it in my vision, but I'm saying I don't have money, I want more money. Okay, so you're already sending mixed signals to the universe. So now you have, your thoughts are one way, saying you do have it or you want it, and your speech is like, but I don't have it yet. Maybe universe doesn't hear yet. It it's just hearing two different aspects, because your vibrations are different here. When you're sitting there saying, I don't have money, but your mind is seeing it in your hand, you can see the conflict there. All right, now how are you acting? Are you acting as if you have money, or are you saying, I need to put every penny in the bank because I want to make sure that I have for the rest of my life? Well, okay, but that's coming from a sense of fear. So therefore,
Mhm.
you're, again, there's too much conflict here. All right, so now we want to, if we want to align them, see it in your mind. Okay, I see the wealth in my hands. I have money. All right. So I'm saying that out loud. I am blessed. I am abundant. These are all positive ways to say that you have it. And then actions. Okay. I save a little bit and I spend a little bit. There's got to be some balance there. And that way I'm moving in a manner that is completely in alignment. I am moving, I'm acting in a sense of where I purchase items because I know that I do have some to do. I get that candy bar, or I purchase that soda, or I buy that blouse or that shirt or whatever it is, because I know that I have money and I know that it's coming and I see it. So I'm in full alignment. Another one is, I'm sorry, do you have something?
No, that was the perfect like analogy to use that one. I can think back to a time, I feel like me and my husband, it's only been a few years that we're not literally living paycheck to paycheck, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But when we were, like, I would always, like, even when we don't have a lot of money, like, I still want to stop in Goodwill and just get something.
Hmm.
I still want to stop and get my coffee, because it's like, I don't care. The rest of the world be going to shit. That sip of my coffee, that is heaven to me. And I will always pay that $3 a day to have that feeling, because it makes me feel that happy to have my coffee. Well, I went through this time where I was like, now we had money, but I was like, you know what, Brooke? If you stop spending, like, it's ridiculous that you're at Goodwill every day. It's ridiculous that you think you need a coffee every day. Make your coffee at home. You should stop spending so you can save this money. As soon as I did, I didn't have any money. Like,
Hmm.
it's like when I was just living, when I was just kind of going and doing my thing and picking up my little items, but I was living within my means,
Hmm.
it was always there. As soon
Yes.
I consciously was like, you know what, Brooke, this is dumb that you're spending this money. You really don't need something from Goodwill once a week. Like, you really don't need that coffee. And I stopped. The money situation got worse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's exactly what you were saying. But when I'm just kind of going along and not checking the bank account, but I'm not spending out of my means, but it's like, no, I need to go to the store and get dishwasher tabs and this and maybe a candy bar. Like when I'm not thinking about, when I'm not checking my bank account and just going, like it's been flowing for the last couple years.
Yep.
It's like I remember used to have to check my bank account, and now it's just like I'm like, I'm not buying, like I'm not going to buy like a couch that I don't need. Like I'm going in the stores to get the things that I need. So the money should be there.
Yes. The other big one a lot of people do or try to manifest are relationships. Now, this
Yeah.
is a huge one. A lot of people are like, I just want love in my life or somebody to love me. I totally get that. But how are we okay? So if I say I want that, I think it, I feel it. The other and yet, but my actions are, I don't know, saying you don't have love in your life, not
Yes.
seeing the love within yourself, like that. Again, there's discrepancy here. So what two are we connecting? I want love. Okay. That's my thought, my feeling. I want to be loved, that kind of stuff. But you're not loving yourself, and how are we not loving ourselves? Not, I don't know. I don't have an example off the top of my head, but uh I don't even know. But what are you saying? Oh, maybe you're saying I'm not loved or I'm not worthy of love. There you go. That's a way that people absolutely um say stuff like that. I'm not worthy of love, or I'm never going to find love, although
Hmm.
they're thinking and feeling like they want it. And then how are they acting? They are acting like settling for maybe a situation that's not in their best interest. Maybe they're in a
Yeah.
relationship that's just not good and they know it, they feel that it's not good, but they stay there. So right there, you're connecting two aspects of the triangle that aren't in a positive light. So we need to start to change those two. How can we begin to speak and act in ways that are loving? And again, you want to come at this from a place of you already have. Okay. That's important. How do okay, I already have love and I have love within myself. I love myself enough to respect myself and to move away from situations and people who don't align me with love. Like, if I want love and I keep going around someone that's extremely low vibrational and judgmental and not a very loving person to others, that's probably not a situation that you really want to be around too much.
Yeah.
Like we've really got to take accountability for these situations that we're putting ourselves in and make sure that we're aligning with what it is we truly want.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you good if we move on?
What to law of attraction, or
Yeah,
what
next one
okay.
I have, the next topic is the next one we have is your words and how important they
Yes.
are. Now, these words are not only important to the law of attraction, but also important to your vibration. The words that we say, like the H word, the HATE word. I mean, these are just words that aren't even in my vocabulary anymore. I don't even say them. And I hear a lot of people do use them on. Man, I'll listen to the radio at times and I'm trying to even stop that because they'll just sit there and go, oh, I dislike, they'll use the H word. I don't like this team. Or they'll say, like, you are a loser rather than, or I'm a loser rather than I want to win a little bit more, or something like that. So it's
So
I'm
no, that kept my youngest son Jonah. Oh, all day long he's just like, oh, I'm a loser. Oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I don't know where this comes from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just something that's within his spirit, maybe something he is here to work through and heal. That's something in him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, oh, it rips my heart out when I hear him all day because I know how powerful those words are.
Yep.
And I know what he's really doing to himself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I try whenever I can, you know, if he does like the smallest little thing, like, oh my God, you're the greatest ever. Like, you know what I mean? He can do like the smallest little thing. So it's like I'm always trying to combat that. But like him on his own since he was little has always said such horrible things about himself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, like, oh, because I know how powerful those words are, you
Totally.
know?
Well, when you look at it as, again, the triangle, and I'm sorry, I hope you guys don't mind the repetitiveness of it, but it's such a powerful, in my opinion, it's such a powerful.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that is just how it works. So it's not repetitive. Matter of fact, they have come across the missing parts of the Bible that they don't want out
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't go with the program that they've made the program out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the missing books, and I'll have to find it specifically for you, is basically like how to pray, how to put it out there, that you have to have the emotion to go with it. You have to act in accordance. Like those are the missing parts of the Bible, is explaining exactly this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that, but it really is such a, I mean, you guys are so much more powerful than we are led by or trained to think that we are. You are so much more powerful. The law of attraction is just one way, but that speech is an extremely important aspect of this. There are times, and you guys all notice, there are times that thoughts come in your mind that you're like, where the heck did that come from? Why am I thinking that way? All right. But your speech is usually the next thing that happens. And when you could take a second to notice that thought, but then speak in a positive way, you're breaking that cycle of low vibration. And the specific word that you use, there are better ways to saying, like, I'll give you, for instance, if I'm if I'm studying to be a teacher, right? And if I don't think I'm a good teacher, I'm not going to say I suck as a teacher, because that's really low vibration. I'm going to say I need to be better. That is a good way of rephrasing some of these sentences, some of these words that we say about each other. Like, I don't say words like fear or HATE, and I don't even like saying them right now because they're just, they carry a vibration with them that is low. And so rather than say those words, I'll say, oh, that person's interesting, or I need to be aware of that kind of energy, because there's a higher vibrational aspect to that. That you guys can be aware of and start to use to really start to build your own energetic vibration to be higher in vibration. And the words are such an important aspect of that. Like, and I'll tell you, I might, but people might go to a bar or something and go, oh, I want to fight this person. Or if somebody looks at me the wrong way, I'm going to fight them. These are all words, right? They might not act on that, but they're talking tough. What I'm saying is, you can, if you want to, just be aware of the energy you feel. And then from that, I'm sorry, this probably isn't a good example, and I'm sorry, but you could change. Go ahead.
Kind of is, because I know that it's like, once I put something in my head, it ends up being my first response.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if I went somewhere and I knew I was going looking for a fight, literally, like, the first person that, if I've already got that, or if anybody already has that in their head, the first person that so much as like bumps into them, you're triggering that. If that's what you're putting in your head that you're going to do, I know I'm somebody that is, as soon as I put it in my head, I end up saying it. You know what I mean? As soon as I say that, like, oh, I'm going to say or do this, and even if I get to that point and don't want to, it still comes out of my mouth. Because I've said for so long that, oh, I'm going to say this when somebody says that.
Yep. Actually, another one is that I hear on occasion.
We program ourselves.
Exactly.
We literally program ourselves.
And your words are how you break that program. Sorry, Brooke, go ahead.
Yes. No, I know I keep interrupting you also.
You're good.
But yes, we program ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told you there was something that I was doing now that I feel like such an idiot for not catching this all my
But that
life.
would be a good way to change the word.
Yes. But you're ready. So you know how my biggest thing is that I'm busy all the time, right?
Yeah.
I've done that to myself. So this is what I'm actually working on right now. Okay, so I'm in the thoughts with it. I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the mouth with it constantly because let a friend call me and go, "Hey, Brooke, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm busy. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. I'm busy." And I guess almost sometimes I'm jealous because they're like literally just chilling all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm acting. Because I'm always acting busy. I'm like always thinking busy. I'm always telling my friends I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
Why did it take me 44 years to just catch on that I'm doing this to myself? So now, when I'm starting to try to change this, so now when a friend calls, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm chilling." And I'll be like, I really will be doing 20 things and have 20 more things to do. But so I'm starting with the talk. I'm starting with the like, I'm chilling, And then they're like, "Oh, great, can we come over?" It's like, "Well, no. I have a lot of stuff to do, but I'm chilling while I'm doing it."
Yep.
So then I've been putting the so that's the words I'm trying to put out now is just that, "Oh no, I'm just relaxing. I'm just chilling." And then the thought. So like usually, so like I might be telling my friends I'm chilling, but in my head I'm still like, "Oh, but you're not, but you're not, but you're not." So then I move to the thought, and so now when I'm on my way to do one of the 10 million things I'm doing a day, I'm just like, "Oh, isn't this so nice? Isn't this so nice that you are just driving in your car to and fro? And if you think about it, it's really what you love to do,
Mm-hmm.
And let's turn on a good song on the radio. Let's turn on." So I've been putting the thought to it. And then as far as the action goes, it actually for me hasn't been so much about like the action. Like I haven't been trying to stop doing things. It's just that I'm doing them in with a more positive mindset. Like I love mowing the grass, and I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I get myself, so that is what I'm working on right now. That is what I'm consciously trying to reprogram or
Mm-hmm.
manifest, is
Well,
that a more relaxed state of being.
wow. I
I
think,
live very like, all the time.
yeah.
So I'm trying to.
Well, you bring up a great point in the sense of the words can. So we've already said that sometimes um you don't know where the thoughts come from, but the speech will and can change the thoughts. You know, that's a
Because my
great
friends
point.
know I'm lying. When I say I'm chilling, they know I'm lying.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you what, it sure feels good to say it.
yeah,
Because usually when they call, it's like, "Oh, I'm busy. I'm blah, blah, blah," but it feels a whole lot better to say, "I'm just chilling,"
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. That's interesting. And it can, like, you're right. You're absolutely right. Those words can change your thought process. And that's huge. There's a lot of power
Mhm.
there because you're then going to connect 2/3 of that triangle. So yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. That I would have to imagine your mind is starting to think that you are now chilling in those moments,
Yeah. And
right?
I will say, so far, it's from the day I started, just from the first time, and I'll tell my friends, I'm like, "Okay, when you call me," like I set it all up even because they've never heard me say I'm chilling in their entire life. So I didn't want to like shock them
Hmm.
or I didn't want them to go, "Oh, cool, you're chilling, then I'm coming over or I'm picking you up to go get ice cream right now." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did warn them. I was like, "Okay, what do I usually say when you guys call me?" They're like, "Oh, you're like, blah, blah, blah. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm gotta go do this, this, that." And I was like, "Okay, so from now on, just know that I'm going to start by saying, I'm just chilling."
It
And oh God, that feels so good to say. I mean, that
does.
talk about words, that just feels so good to say.
Because
And
they
I
carry
said,
vibration. Yeah. It
yes,
carries energy. Go ahead.
yes.
Sorry.
And um, and so they know, they know that that's what, so it kind of helped me I felt better about having that kind of set up. So like, then they kind of laugh, like, oh, are you chilling? I'm like, I really am,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even the words make me start to feel better. And then my thoughts, just by changing my words, have automatically calmed down.
Mm-hmm.
And then the action, it's almost like I feel like the words are one of the first, yeah, or one of the first parts of reprogramming.
Exactly. No, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. That's why they're so powerful.
Yeah.
That's why it is absolutely right. Like, and how we talk about ourselves is a very important key component to that. So rather than saying I'm sad, you could even there's higher vibration there's higher vibration in saying I'm healing or I'm not happy rather than saying I am sad. There is a higher vibration and I'm not happy than there is in saying I'm sad or I am healing, because both, every word has an absolute energy to it. And you can like test it with yourself like Brooke's doing, because I feel like that's an incredible exercise that you're doing, both in the law of attraction and the reprogramming of your mind and its thought
Yeah.
processes. I am
But it's
saying,
funny you're saying all this, because I kept saying like this is the first time that I feel like I'm consciously doing something, but everything else you're saying, I'm like, oh, I remember when I started that, because
mm-hmm,
I used to talk very badly about myself.
mm-hmm,
And when I was having my days, I'd be like, okay, I'm just having one of my days. But then I just started like maybe 10 years ago learning to go, well, I'm going to be better tomorrow.
mm-hmm,
Instead
mm-hmm.
of going, I'm having a day today, I would turn it into, I'm going to be better tomorrow. And even if I wasn't better tomorrow, I would still say, well, I'm going to be better tomorrow.
Yep.
So yeah, these are things that have made a huge difference in my life, but I didn't even realize I was doing it
Well,
until,
okay. You bring up a great point, Brooke, in that a moment, okay, a moment in time, you could have a not good hour, and notice I said not good rather than bad. You could have a not good hour, but that doesn't make for a not good day. Our moments,
Mhm.
every moment in time, provides you with an opportunity to be positive again, to shift.
Yeah.
And it is how we talk about it, and it is how we hold on to it. Like, what are we focusing on from that moment? If we have a situation that happened, whatever, say you had an argument with your spouse or a friend, right? If we hold on to, I can't believe they approached me with such anger or rage, rather than, okay, what can I learn? What could I do differently to help that situation?
Yeah.
Then and speak about it in a positive way. Okay, I can do this differently, or I can, or maybe you don't want to change, and just say, okay, that's just not energy I want to participate in next time. Next time this
Mhm.
happens, I'm going to hang up or I'm going to walk away because I don't want it. But these are ways in which we can speak positively to ourselves and understand that every moment, every second is a new opportunity to choose higher vibrations.
Yeah.
And the more that you do that, the higher your vibration will be, the more light you accumulate, the more positive you will be, like outlook on life. It is the words that you use about situations and about yourself, and the focus at which you have on it. Like, are you focusing on the low vibration or are you focusing on the high vibration? I'll give you for instance. I walk into this class. I have been subbing a lot lately, and I'll walk into a
Mm.
class.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk into this class, and the staff is like, "Oh, this room is not good," but they won't say not good. They'll use another word, sucks. They'll say that word, and I don't say that word only because I choose not to use low vibrational words as much as I can. I'm not saying I'm
Uh-huh.
perfect. I just saying I try not to use them. And I'm like, and they say, we're not this, we don't have this, we don't. And I'm like, wait a second. Let's refocus here. What do we have? What can we, what is a win? And I actually wanted to put on the board, okay, what is a focus, a win that we can have? We have a new student that isn't behaving well at all. Okay, but did we get him to behave well at this period? Yes, we did. That's a win. That's our focus. How can we speak positively? about that situation. What did we do? What that was positive, and how did he shift that was positive, and focus on that positivity. And therefore you start to bring in more positivity and a better outlook. Because listen, the only you are affecting yourself if you're going to hold on to frustration, anger, rage, sadness, whatever. If you're going to hold on to them, you are affecting your own energy. And by you bringing that to other people and saying it over and over again, you're hurting them as well now, unless they step up into their own options and go, hey, we can't be doing this anymore. We need to be more positive. Unless they do that, you could be affecting them. You could actually be lowering their vibration. Now, their vibration is not your concern. Your concern is your vibration. And that's what I encourage you to focus on. But it's just something to be aware of that you could be affecting. And let me tell you this. I do a lot of light work on people, a ton. Working on a family right now that has some serious low vibrational energies around them. And I will tell you now, when I do that work, that vibration, that low vibration comes to me, and I see how they work with you, because they'll go to you and then they start I freaking hear these things in my mind. I know that they're talking to me. I can hear them. I know the difference, but it is your choice that you make in these opportunities that will allow them to go away quicker, unless you hold on to it. So I hear them, and if I start getting frustrated at the fact that I hear them, or if I start holding on to what they're saying and I start to move, that is not good, and you're feeding it. So if we want society to be better, we need to be better as individuals and start to raise our vibrations through how we're talking to ourselves and other people, and being cognizant of the words that you're choosing to use about yourself and situations. Start to remove these low vibrational words so that you don't even say. And I'll tell you another word that's not necessarily a good word to say: perfection. Perfect. Not even a good word. We're not.
The only time I use it, the only time that I use it is I will tell anybody and everybody, and even the most ratchet of them, that you are perfect. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I will use it in that way to let them understand that we are already all perfect. That's the only time I use that word.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah. On a soul level. Yeah. Okay. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. On a soul level, I'm with you completely. I'm speaking at that point only in the physical sense.
But that's why I say everything has like that polarity to it, because it's like, I understand what you're saying, because I have friends that are perfectionist and live in hell because they are perfectionists. Yep. And so when they're saying, like, my daughter will bring me like the ugliest cake in the world, and I'll say perfection, you know what I mean? But then there's other people who take their perfection very seriously and almost create like a hell for themselves, because they really do have this idea of what perfection is. Great. So point. I guess it depends on what your idea of perfection is, if you're using it.
Great point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just be aware of the words that you're using in these situations, in any situation, and know that every situation that we're in, every second is a different opportunity for you to choose again. And you don't hold on to, oh man, I didn't handle that situation as in a good way. Rather than saying I handled it in a bad way, I didn't handle it in a good way. I can do better. These are all more positive ways of looking at it, and they are opportunities for you to continue to grow. And let the past go, knowing that you're going to try to do better the next time. And that's okay. So the power in words, there is energy in your thoughts, your speech, and your actions. And your words are mighty. They're mightier than the sword, kind of thing. Well, yes, there is truth there.
Really, yes.
Reprogram.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I say that, I think it's probably one of the first things I started doing when I became a lot more positive, was because you'll start to catch yourself. And it's as soon as you do, it's okay. Like, you said something that you probably shouldn't have said. It's okay. Catch it and just dub over it. That's all. And it actually, like, this is one of those things that does take practice, but I'm telling you, it does not take much practice. It becomes automatic, I feel, so fast when you
Oh,
start changing those words or being
so
aware that you're saying something that we probably shouldn't say.
absolutely truth, Brooke.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You are so right. It does not take long. Once you start being consistent with your words and making choices that are like choosing words that are better for you rather than saying I'm ugly, saying, oh, I'm beautiful, or I'm working on myself, or whatever it is you're
Mm-hmm.
doing, they are so much more powerful than saying I am ugly. And anything that you put after I am is a huge, huge amount of energy in those words. I am statements are the most powerful words you can use, because anything you put after I am, you are. And it's
Yeah.
what you start to believe. So make them positive, make them high vibrational, and see the thought patterns in your mind start to change. They will shift.
So it was funny. Chris and I were talking before the podcast about some of the kids today and how they are acting is not actually like who they really are. It's that they don't even really know who they are yet. Like a lot of them seem really frustrated and angry, but it's because they actually do have so much positivity they're bringing here, but all they're seeing is negativity. And that's like almost triggering them. And they don't know why. Like they haven't lived life yet to go, oh, I'm feeling this because I'm sent here to be a positive light. But you take somebody like my son, who I was saying is so mean to himself, but he'll say, oh, mom, you're the best mom in the world. And my response is always, I do try. It it fires him off. He was like, don't say that. Don't say you try. You are, you know? And I've had kids at my behavior table that are sent there for doing like really like despicable things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be doing my thing with them, and like say once they're coloring a picture and I'll color a picture with them, and I'll go, oh man, like mine's nowhere near as good as yours. This kid lost his mind. He stood up, he's like, don't you ever say that again. Yours is always great. Say yours is great. So that's how I'm getting these ideas that I know why these kids are truly here.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know it yet.
Yep.
But it's like they can't they come off so angry and disrespectful
Mm-hmm.
because we are being so negative and they can't handle it.
Yep.
That's what's triggering them, but they don't know it yet. Their parents don't know it. The principals don't know it,
Mm-hmm.
and these kids are getting in trouble. But I get them in my room, and now I've come to the point where I'll even test it. I'll just say something negative about myself just to see if, and I swear to God, almost every time these particular kids will not allow you to say something bad about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Love that.
Yeah, so they
That's
are here
amazing.
for a purpose.
They are. I completely
Yeah,
agree. Yeah. All right.
yeah.
So, um, I love your stories though. Thank you. I really feel like you kind of bring me to, like, you really help me stay in this dimension sometimes, and I appreciate that very much. Sometimes I feel like I come at it some of the topics like too much of a higher, like a different, I don't know, but you
Well,
help me
I think that's
tremendously.
why they teamed us up
Yeah.
because we have that balance. Because it's like there's all of there's the technical stuff, but then there's that like living experience that helps you to, because there's a lot of things I can read and hear and not technically understand,
Mm-hmm.
but then when it's shown to me in the physical, it's like, okay, now that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like when we try to talk about like, I could never wrap my brain around past, present, and future existing at the same time, blah, blah, blah. Something in my soul knew that was true,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I couldn't wrap my brain around it. And I needed to see something, or I needed to, and just simple as listening to a podcast that was, come to find out, 20 years old,
Mm.
But in my now moments, that was as fresh as a daisy to me.
Mhm. Yep.
So that helped me get the concept of past, present, and future all exist at the same time.
Wow.
So yeah, I just think that this is why we're a good team, is because you will get the stuff in a very, technical, logical way.
Hmm.
And then it weirdly goes along with the experience that I've had to make it more,
Yeah.
to wrap our minds around.
Yeah. I feel like you can relate it so much easier to people than I can, I feel. But anyway,
That's what I say. And this is what so my biggest thing, it still was going on. And as much as we all know this, we really, really have to know this. We do get so caught up in, like me, like I'll give Chris, like, oh, I want to be a medium. I want to be. We get caught up in what somebody else's gift and their journey is here.
mhm.
We're missing out on ours,
Yeah.
and it's like, and that's the bottom line. Like, I'll catch myself, maybe judging a coworker because they are always just this one, but they don't do that.
Yep.
Because the main thing we have to understand is that we are all here to work together. So
Yep.
if it wasn't for this coworker being the person that like gets that paperwork done, which I would never do,
Mhm.
then I'm the one to get like the mouth thing going, and then somebody else is. So we all have to have these very different, unique aspects because we're all made to work together,
Mhm.
you know?
Yep.
And that's, I think now people are getting caught up in like, well, I want to do that, or I want to be that, or,
Mhm.
or I, like I said, I found my own self judging, like, oh, this coworker, like, oh, that's funny, they can do that, but they can't do that. And it's like,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, because
Mhm.
that's what they're supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
And then the other person is supposed to be doing that other thing. And then when you put all five of you together, you have this beautiful thing that's going to happen,
Mhm.
you know?
So true. Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
We all got to start working together.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. We really do. But to regroup, to recap, um, for today, because I think we're kind of concluding at this moment.
Yeah.
Law of attraction, the triangle, your thoughts, your speech, your actions, all must be, not must, but you want to try to align as much as you can. Connect at least two to really put some serious energy into what you're looking for, and try as best you can to not come from a sense of fear, but from a sense of knowing that what you want will come or is already there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be a relationship, you have to respect yourself and love yourself if you want someone else to love you. And that's very, very important. You want to, if you're looking for abundance, you want to understand it, that anything you're looking for, it might not be in the way that you think it will be, but it will be. So if I want abundance, I might not have $1 billion in the bank account, but I will always have and be able to take care of my needs. That's important, and an important lesson to understand. You want to be a medium, you're already a medium, but you have to act in accordance with that and continue to understand that you might get things differently than what you might thought you were getting.
Yeah.
Find peace in those moments. Find peace in understanding that it might not be what you're looking for in the way that you're looking for it, but that doesn't mean you don't have it. You do. Believe that. Find gratitude in your situations. And then next is the words. Really, really start to be aware of your words that you're choosing and understand that they are impactful. And if you're using low vibrational words, and especially about yourself, man, it's not helpful. Be positive. Find a way to really shift the wording of your sentences, of your words, of your descriptions, to be in a positive way. I'm not happy versus I am sad. There's way more positivity in I am not happy, or I am healing, rather than I'm sad. There's so much more positivity there. Start to consider that, and your mind is going to be reprogrammed. Like Brooke said, it's
Yeah.
going to happen.
And that's my favorite, just simply saying I am healing.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's one of my
Yep.
favorites.
Yep. Rather than I'm hurting, I'm healing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Huge.
I used to when I would get in those modes, I would go around as being like, I'm horrible, I'm this, I'm, you know, I wanted people to know how mad I was, and then I wanted them to know how sad I was. I wanted them to know how, you know, everything. And then like, man, did the world change when I just even went to saying,
Yeah.
I'm healing, or I'll be better tomorrow, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just, oh my God, our words are just, oh, it's a little baby snapper. Oh, I'm sorry. My son just held up to the window. Hold on, put it up. A little teeny tiny baby turtle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
So, yo, the turtle tells us, that, we, what is it like? Regroup. Is it move at a slow pace? Don't try to, and it's not a race. Or also that, sometimes we like go into our shells, and that could be a good thing, but it's something to be aware of, because sometimes we need to come out of our shell and experience things differently. Be aware of that. Okay, that's a really cool message for the day.
Oh, I just have a little fun tidbit
Love
before we channel.
Yeah.
So, because I always like giving examples of the way universe talks to us, you know, and the
Totally.
more we're aware, the more we catch these things.
Yes.
Well, one day last week, I'm in the this is an example of how I get messages versus we all have different ways that we get them. I'm in the car one day and I said, "Hold her, Newt." Well, that was something somebody I used to know used to say. Like when I'd be getting squirrely, he'd say, "Hold her, Newt." And I'm like, Newt, and I remember thinking, like, that's funny. I haven't thought Newt in a really long time. Very next day, I'm talking to my brother, and he was like, something, 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 Newt. And he's like, isn't that funny? When's the last time you heard Newt? And I'm like, actually, just yesterday was the first time in a long time that I heard Newt. So 2 days later, I'm riding around, and universe is saying to me, Brooke, don't you think it's interesting? You heard that word 2 times in 2 days? And I'm just like, okay, yeah. Like, okay, well, look up the symbolism. So I look up Newt symbolism, and it's regrowth, rebirth, and renew is a symbolism for Newt, and so that is what is going on right now. And then just to sometimes they like to like complete my whole lesson, the very next day, one of my best friends makes a post with a picture of a Newt on it. I'm like, I don't hear Newt for like years. All of a sudden it's Newts everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that's so crazy.
Yeah. So that's just, like I said, a little fun tidbit on like how universe talks to me,
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
All right,
really cool. Love that synchronicity.
Channeling. My phone looks like it wants to die.
Yeah. I do want to share one thing though about the turtle. So I looked it up real quick, and I got it from trustedpsychicmediums.com. The turtle meaning. You should not focus on missed opportunities, but on where you want to be and how you are going to get there. Wow. If that isn't, but yeah, it's exactly what we were talking about.
Yes. That's so awesome. The full definition for manifestation.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. But like I said, it's as much as I'm never surprised when those things happen, it's always exciting.
Totally. Oh, we lost Brooke. All right. So I think we lost Brooke. Her phone was dying. All right. So the last thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that turtle, it encourages you to release anything that slows down your progress or brings you back to unhealthy habits and bad influences. There is no accident. This is truly a message from above at this moment that this happened. This turtle being shown to Brooke at that moment. So huge messages here, and they are helping us at this very moment. So we thank them. Absolutely thank them. And with that, I will start the channel and we can get going. But here, Brooke is coming back in.
Okay.
I was just going to start the channel if that's cool.
Awesome.
Thank you. Archangel Michael speaking, my children, and we are here for a great opportunity for you all to continue the progress toward enlightenment. And we are so grateful for these opportunities of connection. Archangel Michael speaking. You are all being called as light workers to bring more light, love, and focus into this world on the light and love. It is this focus that is so crucial and important to, yes, the law of attraction. Your focus on the low vibration only causes more low vibration to be fed, if you will. But it is your focus when focused upon the light, love, and gratitude that all can and are encouraged to feel and focus upon, that feeds more light and love positivity into this realm. We are grateful for those opportunities of reflection upon the focus on positivity so that we may step forward in more alignment with those that are calling upon this energy. We are grateful for it. It is not something that is low in vibration to focus upon the light. It is true beauty, love, light. And it does bring about great understandings that we can offer to humanity and all souls that are living within the bodies at this moment in time. There are spirits around you at every given moment in time throughout this entire realm. And we encourage you to understand that some are low in vibration and some are high. But it is your focus upon that which is so vitally important. Should you so focus upon the light, love, and those that are here for your heavenly greatest good, it will allow for them to step forward more and assist with your energetic vibration rising. And this is crucial, important to understand. The spiritual realm is majorly at play in this realm, but it is your focus upon the positivity that allows for more of the positivity to be fed and step into more of an alignment within yourself. And this we thank you for. Go in great peace, my children, knowing that the law of attraction and the words that we speak are vitally important to who we are as human souls that walk this earth. And should we so choose to focus on all the love and light, that more love and light will be brought to you. And we are grateful for that. Go in great peace and understanding, my children. We love you all and ask for the love and light to be the focal point of your energetic vibration. And thus more will be brought to you. Be the light. Do not look upon the light for others to be for you to focus upon. You focus on your own light within you, and thus you become the light for others to see, and thus they may be able to step into their own light. But when you are looking for others to be your own light, this is a discouragement. This is an opportunity that is not beneficial to your greatest good. We ask you to illuminate yourself so that you may illuminate around you. And those that are not necessarily capable of illuminating will see you and adjust accordingly on a soul level. And for that, we are very grateful. Go in great peace, my children. We love you all very much and are doing much work in this realm at this moment. Always go in peace. Enoch speaking. True peace, my children, will come when all humanity begins to focus upon it. Not all as individuals, but more all as a collective. You as a collective. We do not need every individual to focus upon the light. We need a select few, but it does need to be more of you. And with that, we are very grateful. We tell you now, it is this collective of individuals who are focusing upon light, love, and bringing this aspect to all of their situations that will encourage tremendous growth and opportunity. It is that love and light that is capable of overwhelming the density of this realm. But it does require more of you to be more positive and trusting in the truth of light, love, and positivity. And for that, we are very grateful. We do ask for your peace and patience at this time as the collective continues to grow and you are part of this collective. But every time that every moment is, as pointed out, so an opportunity to be more positive. And this is very effective strategy when you move about this realm. Go in peace and understanding and allow for the resonance within your heart to truly feel what is being spoken today so that you may change the mindset to be more positive and have a tremendously more positively loving outlook on all of humanity. And for that, we are grateful. Enoch speaking. Go in peace, my children. We love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love the reminder for us to learn to be our own lights instead of looking to somebody else to always be our light. Whenever I think about like Jesus, I feel like he's like going like this for his whole purpose being here. He was coming to show everybody that anything I have, you also have in you. And instead, they all ended up being like, oh no, we want this guy. We have to follow this guy because we want what he has. When he was really, they were supposed to be going and being their own lights. He was just showing them how and that they could have it too. But everybody just wanted his light, you know? And so it's funny. I always feel like this is one of the reasons that I might be walking out of what I'm doing now is that I have become everybody's light in a way that I'm relied on to be everybody's light. And I guess if you remove me from the situation, they're going to be forced to find their own light. You know?
Good point. Interesting.
It is interesting. And like I said, I feel like it sounds like I'm throwing bouquets at myself that I think I'm that important where I'm at, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think like that. I feel like you are a light, and that's important.
Yeah, that's why. Well, it's just I guess the grace that was put upon me. So
yeah, love it. I think that, and you know what? Kudos to you too, because we cannot take someone else's cross to bear. You know, they have to bear their own cross, and that's kudos to you for having the fortitude to allow that to occur.
But it's just, you see so many times that, even though relationships or anything, they're always a lot of us rely on somebody else to be our sunshine constantly. And the whole trick is we have to learn to be our own.
Yep. So true.
You know?
So true. All right. Well, thank you, Brooke. I appreciate it. And thank you all.
Thank you. I know I can't hear you still, so I'm like,
sorry.
Bye, guys.
See you. Thank you all for
so much.
Yep. Take care, Brooke.